Yo, what's going on, guys? Funny Speedrun here, and today I'm going to be making a little bit of a tutorial, actually. It's been a while since I've done a tutorial, and I'm really in the mood to make a tutorial. And we're actually not in Super Mario Galaxy today. This is Super Mario 64. This is another one of these games that I play, you know what I mean? Sometimes I play SMG, sometimes I play, a little bit SMG 2. Sometimes I play Super Mario 64. And I just want to talk about today Blast Away the Wall, which is a star in Womp's Fortress, and I really just want to delve into this star, you know what I mean? I really want to delve into it. So let's talk about it, okay? So basically, this is a star in Womp's Fortress, and basically, you have to use the cannon. You know what I mean? You have to use the cannon, and you have to aim at the wall. Let me just show you. Let's just do a little, little demonstration. So basically, you go in the cannon, then you aim at this little corner on the wall. Here's a fun fact. Fun fact, guys. Get ready. Fun fact. You can actually break this thing too as well. And I think that's something to be proud of, you know? You can break both things on the wall, but, like, when you think about it, it's kind of funny, because it doesn't do anything. It just breaks the wall. The thing that we're really concerned with is the star that's in the wall. You know what I mean? Because there's a little star inside of the other wall, and that's the point of the star. I hope you understood, like, do you see what they did there with the star name? Like, blast away the wall. Like, that's what you have to do to get the star. See, the star's right here. I'm not gonna grab it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna grab it. I don't want to. But anyway, what if I told you that you can get this star without even using the cannon at all? In fact, you don't even have to destroy the brick wall. You know what I mean? You don't even have to do that. You can just grab the star. You can get the star without breaking the wall. And you might be thinking, how do you do that? Because you have to use the cannon. It's blast away the wall. You literally have to. And that's what the developers intended. And it's so crazy, because you actually can do it without the cannon. You can do this by actually going close to the wall and touching the wall in such a way that you grab the star. But I really have to delve into what's really happening here. You know what I mean? I really have to delve into it. So, as you can see, I walked to the very edge of this platform here, and Mario has started grabbing the ledge on the very edge of the platform. Wow. He's holding on. You can let go of the ledge. You know what I mean? You can let go by tapping down. He falls down. And then, you can also grab the ledge and then climb up. You know what I mean? You can just hit A. And, or you can tap up. He'll climb up slowly, but, it still works. And this is very important information. You know what I mean? This is very important, because this is the essential information to how you are able to grab the star in the wall. Because when you really think about it, there actually is a little crack in the wall. Look at that. Can you see that? There's a little crack in the wall. it might be hard to see. Only 1% of the population can see the crack in the wall. Can you see it? I can see it. Just letting you guys know. I don't want to flex or anything. But anyway, there's a little crack in the wall. And what really happens here is that Mario will ledge grab the crack in the wall without you having to break the wall, which causes him to grab the star. You know what I mean? He really goes in. His hitbox is big enough that he actually touches the star, but you have to hit the wall in such a way that he touches the star. Could you even imagine being the first person ever to discover this information? Just chilling, like, fooling around, and then all of a sudden, you know, your mind is blown. You know what I mean? Your mind is just blown by this information. And I think that's a beautiful thing. You know, I think they probably started crying. I know I would. You know, and if they didn't start crying, you know, I got some questions, buddy. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, what if they were like, didn't even care? What if the first person who discovered it didn't even care, and then someone else came along and quote-unquote discovered it, but they weren't the real discoverer. It was some person that just found it and didn't care to share it. You know what I mean? They could have shared that info, but they didn't. But anyway, that doesn't matter, because all that matters is that we're here now and we know this information. We know we're able to do this. And I would really say that it's kind of crazy. Like, when you think about it, it actually is kind of like, it blows my mind. You know, it floors me. When I first saw someone blast away the wall, my favorite star from the game, when I was a kid, you know, I saw someone get it without the cannon, and it just, like, my life changed that day. Like, it changed everything for me. And I don't know. It just I was actually, like, right now, it just left me speechless, just like I am right now. Like, it blew me away. But anyway, this was obviously eventually used for speedrunning strategies, because obviously, you know, running into the wall instead of using a cannon, it's way faster. It saves so much time. Number one, you don't have to open the cannon, and then you can just, you know, run in and then grab the ledge on the crack in the wall and, you know, touch the star, and that's it. It really blows my mind that that's a thing. And back in the day, you know, speedrunners actually just used to have, like, they would just fall off the plank like this and just hope that they touched the right area on the wall. But thanks to very devoted, you know, people, setups have been created so that, you know, it's way more consistent. So, you know, when you're in a run, when you're in the, you know, you got, like, the perfect beginning and you're entering Womps and you just gotta hit it, perfect setup has been made so that, you know, you don't have to worry about, like, just guessing if it's gonna work or not. You know what I mean? So now, not only can we get the star, not only can we blast away the wall, but we also can get it, like, consistent. It's not even a crazy, like, 1 in 100 strategy. It's just like, you just do it. And honestly, I really gotta delve into, you know, how it's done. I can't just go right into it and just, you know, say how to do it. You know, I really gotta talk about how to move Mario. And especially if you're, you know, if you've never played this game and you're just trying to figure it out, you're trying to You know what I mean? Like you don't know what you're doing. Then you really should know. You need to know how Mario works. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of steps to this. And it's kind of complicated. So, very first thing, this is obviously, you probably know this, you can use the control stick to move Mario around. It's crazy, I know, but if you've played it before, you probably know that. I mean, I'd be concerned if you didn't. I mean, you must have a pretty hard time playing, honestly. If you've played some video games before, you probably could assume that it's the control stick on the controller that makes Mario move. This is the first step to this, to Cannonless. Like beating Blast Away the Wall without even opening the cannon, going in the cannon, talking to the red bomb to open the cannon, going in the cannon, aiming it. That's another thing, aiming it. You know what I mean? Like that might be difficult. So maybe doing it without the cannon is actually easier. If you have bad aim, you don't even have to aim. Well, maybe you gotta aim. You gotta aim, you know, you gotta aim your way. You gotta aim Mario with the control stick to walk him over here. But, I mean, that's not really aim, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really aim. You know what I mean? Like, but so after you know how to move Mario, the first thing you're probably gonna want to learn how to do is you can press A to jump. This is the very, very first thing I would go into. You know, learn how to jump because you're gonna need it for this. Not only are you going to know how to jump, you're also gonna need the B button as well. The B button can make Mario punch. And even if you spam B, you can make him like kick and stuff. Or if you hit A and B at the same time, you can just make him start kicking. And you can crouch and then like backflip and stuff. It's crazy. And you're gonna want to get used to the way that Mario really like moves around, and you're gonna have to get you're gonna want to get used to, you know, knowing that it's okay to fall. You know what I mean? It's okay to fall from a height. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's actually no height that you can fall from that will kill you in this game. If you're full health. Because worst case, you know what I mean? Worst case, he's losing like half health. And that's not even bad. You know what I mean? You still have another half. I'm trying to show that off, but I can't even do it. You know what I mean? I can't even do it. I'm gonna have to like really go in. Hold on. There we go. See, that's half health gone. And even now I'm still alive, so don't be afraid if you're like climbing. Don't be afraid. Just don't be scared. And you're probably not gonna die. You're probably not gonna die from falling. Even if you do, you can just re-enter the stage. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, really. But, I mean, ultimately, let's get back into the movement. Because I didn't even cover everything. Because that only covered Mario when he's standing, you know what I mean? When he's moving, it's even crazier. So you can jump and stuff, but you can do a triple. You can do a triple jump, where he goes really high, if you chain 3 in a row. And you can also like, dive or something, you know? If you press B. If you press B, you can dive when you're moving. And that's actually one of my favorite moves. It's just, like, so smooth. And, like, satisfying, you know? And there's also the, if you press Z and A while moving, he jumps, like, really far. Look at that. Long jump. Boom! But there's one move I haven't really got into, you know what I mean? Called the jump dive. If you're moving really fast and you press A and B, he'll do like a little, or not, actually not little, it's a big giant dive in the air. Like that. And there it is, there's the slide kick. If you press Z and B, you can really go crazy. And, you know, it's like a kick, but he's sliding. Look at that. Boom! It's so crazy. And I don't know, I think they did a great job with the moveset in this game. Like, when they were developing this, developing the movement, they really went crazy. Like, they went all in. Imagine being, like, you know, someone that grew up with Super Mario Bros. And then picking up Super Mario 64 and thinking, oh, Mario can only run and jump and shoot fireballs. And then look at this, boom! All of a sudden, he can, you know, start going crazy like this. He can do so much, like, stuff. It's so crazy. And I mean, I bet there were some tears. You know, tears were shed. Not sad tears, though. You know, like happy tears. Because they were so thrilled. I know I would be. But, you know, I wasn't around when Super Mario Bros. Dropped, so I don't even know. I don't know what that was like, you know? I mean, I played it when I was a kid. I grew up playing, like, retro games, you know what I mean? But I mean, it was just like, I don't think it's the same experience, like, actually, like, seeing the change, you know? I think that's, you know, that I missed the beauty. I missed out on the beauty. I remember when I had Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 drop. And I, like, actually started, like sobbing, or like crying or whatever, you know? And it was beautiful. You know? And I'm wondering, like, that's not even that big of a change. I mean, Galaxy 2 is only maybe a little bit more polished than, you know, Galaxy 1. But imagine, you know, you play Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, and then Super Mario 64 just drops out of nowhere. I think that's crazy. I just think it's a big change. And, you know, who knew Mario could do all these moves and, you know, start, like, grabbing the ledge and, like, touching the star through the wall. I mean, you can do any of that in any of the previous titles. I just wonder if is there ever gonna be another big jump like that, you know? Because now we have, like, the Nintendo Switch. What's the next? There's no really a jump as large. As 2D and 3D. That's such a big change. Like, that's such a big jump. I mean, there's not really anything that I can think of. I mean, maybe we start, like, going backwards again, but then it's, like, so cool. You know, we have, like, the 3D games, so what if we just... No more 3D games anymore, it's just 2D again. But instead of the old stuff, the old moveset, you just have, like... You know, he's, like... Getting the brick wall, he's touching the brick wall, he's going in with the dives and stuff, and getting the start, and like, grabbing the ledge, and, like, going through the wall. But it's 2D. No one... Okay, actually, no one take that idea. That's my idea. If you're watching this, don't take that idea. So I just, like, that's actually, like, maybe $1 million idea that I just thought of. So no one take that. No one take that. Maybe I'll cut this part out. You know what I mean? But anyway. There's actually one move that I have not even mentioned yet. That you've probably actually seen me do it a few times. You know what I mean? Like, I've actually done it a few times. Did you catch it? Only 1% of the people watching will catch this one move that I've been doing that I've not even mentioned yet. Were you one of the people? Only 1%. Only 1%. That's 1 in every 100, so, you know, if every single person who watches this starts commenting, oh, I saw the move, like, some of you are lying, because there can't be that many, you know what I mean? Like, if, you know, if I get 40 views, let's say, I mean, obviously I get way more than 40, but, you know, and then I get 40 comments saying, oh, I saw the move, you know, I saw the move, funny speedrun. Some of you are not, you know, you're not being truthful, and I think you ought to be truthful, you know what I mean? You ought to be truthful. Don't start lying, you know what I mean? But anyway, the move that have not mentioned, get ready? It's called a side flip. And basically, it's exactly how it sounds. So watch this. So you see, I'm changing directions, and Mario's changing the way he's moving. If you actually press A while he's doing that, you'll jump and he'll do like a little flip. That's why it's called a side flip, guys. Because you're moving to the side, and he's doing a little flip. And I think that's cool. I mean, I couldn't do that. Well, I couldn't do a lot of things. For one, I couldn't, you know, I wouldn't be able to, like, program that, you know what I mean? Or, like, animate that. That's another thing, you know what I mean? Like, back in the day, the Mario animations, they were... I don't want to be mean, you know? I don't want to say, like, oh, they're simple. I'm sure they put a lot of work into them back in the 80s and early 90s, but then, you know, this comes along. It's like, the animation, it's so complex. There's so many frames, there's so many, like, things they had to control. So many, like, polygon movements that are happening. So that's one thing that I couldn't do. Another thing I can't do is I wouldn't be able to do this in real life. I'm not athletic enough, and I'm not flexible, or like whatever. I don't have enough strength, and I'm not like agile. If I tried to, I'd probably like fall and like break a leg. I don't want to do that. But I mean, I could try. Comment down below if you think I should try it. Should I try it? Just let me know. And, so that's basically every single move that you could do in this game. And I'm pretty sure I never did not leave anything out. That's every single thing that you can do. But there's little intricate little things that you might, you know, just by watching I'm moving around, there might be little intricate little, you know, things. Because it gets, you know, that's like, you know when you're like in math class in first grade and you learn like addition? Like that's what I just taught. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying I'm like an expert at this game, you know what I mean? I'm not like a genius level like Mario 64 player, but I'm, you know, I'm maybe like 3rd grade, you know, or actually not, a little bit higher than that. Like, you know when they added letters to math with algebra? Like, that's me. There's some people that are like, you know, they're at like, you know, like, I don't know, whatever math has like crazy equations. Like, those crazy, like, physics equations with, like, a million variables. Like, that's some people. That's not me, though. But what I just was showing is, like, addition and subtraction. Like, in the, you know, like, the first math that you ever learn in your life. And the other stuff's, like, you know, it's very hard to delve into more complex, you know, stuff, you know what I mean? Actually, maybe the stuff I showed is a bit more, I think a jump would be like 1st grade. So maybe we're in 4th grade. Or no, we're in 5th or 6th, you know what I mean? We're almost like out of elementary school, you know what I mean? We're moving on. But maybe I'm not even qualified. Maybe I'm not even... Maybe this is like, I just don't even know, like, what I don't know. Like, I'm unaware of my stupidity. So maybe I just don't even know what I don't know. So maybe... Maybe I'm... Maybe... I don't know, I'm taking this metaphor, or I'm taking this, you know, analogy too far, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just, you know, I just showed some, you know, all the basic... techniques. But, I mean, it's not that easy. The reason that I'm not just showing, like, jumping and moving Mario around is because, you know, I don't want to... Blast away the wall without the cannon is not... You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy. It's pretty hard. Like, when you really think about it. So I really want to... Like, you know when you study really hard to prep for a test? Like, that's like this. Except, I'm just showing the stuff that you're gonna need to know. Actually, I'm giving you a little extra, because some of the stuff that I showed, you don't even use in Cannonless. You don't even use when in the technique. So it's kind of crazy that, like, I think I'm just gonna give myself a pat on the back, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving out a little bit of extra info, and I think that's I think that's beautiful. I don't want to brag or anything, though, you know? But, you know. I even showed, like, the punch, or the kicks, and the jump dive. Yeah, I don't think you need the jump dive for blast away the wall. I mean, not the technique, not the technique without the cannon. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could actually, like, jump dive into the cannon or something. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, actually. Maybe that would be faster than not using the cannon. If you did a jump dive. But hey, I don't know. I mean, you know, whatever you want. I mean, yeah, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just here to show how to do it without the cannon. But if you want to use the cannon, that's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna, like, no judgment here. But I mean, you know, I wouldn't use the cannon. But no judgment, like, if you want to. But I really want to get into the conversation of struggling with learning. The learning process is a beautiful thing. I really think so. And I think that it's hard to learn something, especially in the first stages of learning something. You know, it's not that easy. You're gonna struggle because it's not ingrained in the brain yet. You know? So, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But you're gonna, you know, there's gonna be a bit of some rough patches. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna, you might not get it on the first go. The first run through. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's just like, it's just how it goes, you know? When you're learning something, I mean, you think like Gordon Ramsay made like perfect dish on the first try? You know, no, he didn't. He probably made like garbage, you know what I mean? But then he got insanely good because he kept going. He put his mind to it, and I think that's a beautiful thing. The learning process. The important part is that you don't give up if you're struggling. And if you're really, you know, I remember when I first learned the Cannonless technique, and it was hard. And I struggled, and, you know, it was rough, but, you know, eventually I got the hang of it, and I think everyone watching this, you know, I think everyone watching this will as well. I think it's, you know, it's important also to not make, oh, what's the phrase? Don't make it a big deal, or whatever. It might seem like a big mountain, but it's actually an anthill if you just, you know, you go step by step. And what I'd actually recommend is that maybe you learn half of the setup, and then, you know, you get a drink, get a snack, you go talk to your friends and family, and, you know, you come back and you learn the other half, or maybe you split it into thirds or quarters. You know, it actually has a lot of steps, so you could actually split it up into pretty small slices. If you were to think of it like a pie, you could probably split it into like I mean, technically infinite slices if you really wanted to. I mean, at that point, I wouldn't recommend, you know, if it was like maybe over 100 pieces, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I mean, hey, if you want to, you know, it's up to you, you know what I mean? Maybe you have to learn step 1, you know, 50 times, and then you move on to step 2 finally. And it might take you, you know, an hour, it might take you 10 minutes, or it might take you a very long time, you know? And I mean, like, years. And that's okay, because what really matters is that you tried it. It doesn't even matter if you learn how to do it, because eventually you're gonna look back and you're gonna think, at least I tried. Like, even if you can't even do it once, at least you gave it your best shot. And you could use that philosophy in a lot of aspects of your life. Dealing with failure is, you know, it can be hard, but I think it's important to remember that, you know, like, if you gave it your best shot, then there's really nothing to be ashamed about, you know, especially if you know you put your all into it. You know, that's something to be proud of. Staying committed to it, you know, putting in the work. Even if you achieve nothing, that still says something about you as a person, says something about your character. And I think that's great. I think that's beautiful. And so that, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that you could apply that philosophy to blast away the wall without using the cannon. And it's not easy. As I've said, it's not, you know, it's not easy, and you might struggle. And even if it takes you years, or even if you don't even learn it, you can't even learn it a single time. You know, but it's also okay if you don't even want to learn it. You don't even want to learn how. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're not feeling it, you know, then what's even the point? Because then you're going to look back and you're going to be thinking, oh wow, you know, this was a waste, I didn't even enjoy it. You know, I put, you know, 2 months into learning how to get the star in Womp's Fortress. Blast away the wall without using the cannon for, you know, that's 2 months. And if you didn't even have fun doing it, you know, what's the point? If you had fun trying to learn it, then you'll look back and say, that was fun. And then maybe you'll come back and try and learn it again. And I honestly think that's really a beautiful thing. If I were to describe it with one word, it'd be beautiful, you know? I think, you know, and it's also important to remember that everyone learns at different rates. Some people will learn faster than you, and some people will be slower than you. And at the end of the day, you know, if we all had fun, and if we all enjoyed the ride, at the end of the day, none of it really matters. You know? And that's really how sometimes talent, meaning, you know, what you're born with, you know what I mean? Or whatever. It's just natural ability. It really comes into play, especially when it comes to learning different things. that some people will just learn it faster. And that's okay. And that's really okay. You know, nothing wrong with that. And, you know, it almost begs the question, is there someone out there that could be like a better chef than the best chefs in the, like, better than Gordon Ramsay? You know, I'm not saying Gordon Ramsay's the best chef ever, but maybe there's someone that just hasn't even, you know, someone that's, you know, a construction worker. You know, he's building houses, but he could just be like a crazy chef if he tried, because he has the natural ability. I think that talent is a very beautiful thing. You know, you're just born with it, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. And I sometimes wonder, you know, do I have any talents that I was born with that I just don't even know yet? And I'm gonna find out. And I really hope I find out, you know? That would suck if I, you know, never found out what my talents are. You know what I mean? But I guess you're not gonna really know every single thing. I mean, there's just too many things to even know. But it'd be cool to at least know a few more. You know, in my lifetime. It'd be cool. And you know, that also brings up my next point of maybe you're not good at the start. You know, maybe you're lacking. And you just I don't like using the word lacking. Maybe you're just taking a while. You know what I mean? You're taking a while to learn the technique. And you might be good at another star. You know, maybe you're good at, you know, the Womp King star. You know, this one? Where you fight the King Womp. I can't get up here. I don't think I'm talented at this one, guys. I'm gonna be real. This is not a talent of mine. Am I really talented at blast away the wall, though, even? I actually would argue if you have less talent, you're more qualified to give a tutorial, if you think about it, because the person that has less natural ability, probably, you know, they really had to grind hard. Well, I'm not, okay, hold on. I'm not trying to, you know, devalidate, what's the word? Is that a word? Devalidate? So, like, just because you're talented doesn't mean you don't have to work hard. But, you know, someone who's less talented, it might take them a little longer to grasp the technique. So then, they're actually more qualified to give a little tutorial. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. Everyone's qualified to give a tutorial, I think. But never mind. Never mind. I think everyone can give a tutorial, but here's the beautiful thing about tutorials, is that every single person, without exception, will have a different perspective. You know, they'll have something to say. I mean, a lot of those perspectives might be similar, you know what I mean, but and I almost wonder, are there people that don't even want to make tutorials? That, you know, might have a crazy perspective and they're not even doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they could be making some crazy tutorial. And they're just not, because they don't want to, but it could be. This actually loops back around to talent. How does talent really, you know... You could have a talent for making tutorials. That might be me, actually. You know what I mean? Now that now that I'm thinking about it. And... You know, actually, no, I don't want to be cocky, you know what I mean? Maybe I suck at making tutorials. But anyways... I guess what I'm trying to say is... Maybe... this will inspire someone to make their own tutorial. And then, so even if they didn't learn it, it's worth. You know, it's worth. And I think that's, I think that's crazy. One of the things that I've wondered about is these stairs. You know? What's up with the design on these stairs? The little shards. Looks like shards of glass, or ripped up pieces of paper. It's just like a weird, and like, it's just funny because, Mario can just jump over the whole staircase. And you just don't even need... He doesn't even need stairs. And it has the same texture over here as well. I mean... I think that's crazy. I mean... Wong's Fortress is really full of many mysteries. I'm really digging it. You know what I mean? And you actually have such a different, when you really start seeing it and thinking about it, it's just actually, it's pretty crazy. Because, like, when I was a kid, I probably didn't even notice. I probably didn't even notice that there's a, like, that pattern. I probably didn't even notice. So I wasn't, I was too busy playing really hard. And honestly, I lost my train of thought. I guess I really lost track of what I was really trying to say, which is, if you're struggling, don't get discouraged. You know what I mean? Don't get discouraged and really lock in. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't learn it, that should be more motivation that you should. When you fail and you use it as motivation for further, so you can eventually succeed. But, once again, I don't want to push. If you're not having fun, that's rule number one. You should be having fun. So if you're not having fun, don't overdo it. You know what I mean? Life is about having fun. I really believe that. And deep down, that's like probably what I live by. Life is, life's about having fun. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So if you're not enjoying it, I mean, don't do it. But, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, if you... I can't really control you, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it and you still want to do it, I mean, I wouldn't, but hey, it's not me, you know what I mean? Like, it's you, it's up to you. If you're having trouble with it, you know, and you're not having fun, and you still want to keep doing it, I mean, I wouldn't, you know, but I wouldn't recommend that. You know, I wouldn't recommend it. But honestly, I also want to talk about, this is not related to the last topic, but how I can't show it yet. I'm not gonna show it yet. But when, you know, when Mario ledge grabs, and he touches the star, he actually goes down, like he flies down, you know? He lands all the way down here, and it's, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, if you're asking me, it blew my mind when I first saw it. And like, honestly, you know, when I finally show it, it's gonna be a sight to see, you know what I mean? There's gonna be something to see there, and I think it's, you know, it's gonna be cool, you know? And it's gonna be unlike any of the mechanics and the gameplay that I have displayed throughout this video. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. I actually remember. So I was talking about talent. What if you're just really good at shoot into the wild blue? This is actually another cannon star that you can do without the cannon. So, like, basically, you know, you have this little thing here, and you can just, you know, you aim. This is actually really difficult to aim if you don't have good aim. Then you get on this pole, you know, you go down, there's a star right there. I'm not gonna grab it, but you can actually, believe it or not, just jump up here, and you don't even need the cannon. I don't know why, you know, no offense developers, like, what are you doing, you know, and just make it a little higher. You wouldn't have had this problem. Just make it a little higher. You know, like, they actually made it, like, laughably easy to get up there, you know? Maybe they wanted you. Maybe they wanted us to figure it out. Maybe the blast away the wall trick was actually, you know, it was meant to be, like, you know, they wanted us to find it. It's not even, like, a glitch. I actually feel less cool if that was true. Because that actually means, like, now I just feel stupid. But it feels cool to be like, oh, like, they made it one way, but then, oh, we found, like, a crazy way to do it. And they didn't even know. Like, we outsmarted them, you know what I mean? But hey, you know, I don't want to be mean. You know, I'm sure all the devs are good people. You know, I don't even know them. You know, I don't want to attack their character or anything like that, you know what I mean? Has nothing to do with me. Or like, you know, we don't know each other. So, you know, I don't want to go into, like, saying that they're dumb or something. I don't think they're dumb. I mean, they made the leap from 2D to 3D. This was the, you You know, this is probably... I mean, I don't want to be all, you know, sad, but it's probably more important than anything I'll do in my life. But maybe... Actually, I had an unnamed idea from earlier. I'm not going to say the idea, because people are just going to steal it, but it's $1 million idea. But it might not be as big as this. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not. Actually, I don't want to... You know, I don't think it is. This is, the 2D to 3D leap is the biggest leap we've ever seen in video games. I mean, it's like the first 3D movie, like animation. Like, it must have been so groundbreaking. First 3D animation. But hey, I mean, it's just how it is. You know, I don't know. It's... Things are cool. You know, I'm sure I'll do cool stuff in my life. You know what I mean? I'll do some cool stuff. Maybe not as cool as this, though. I know how to do, blast away the wall without the cannon. I think that's cool, but, I mean, other people, you know, I wonder if I'll ever have a skill or something I can do that's unique to me. Only I can do it. Maybe not. I mean, there's just too many people out there that there's gotta be one other person, you know? Like, oh, I can... You know, let's say my skill is... I can... You know... I'm the only person in the world that can, like... You know, I can, like... click the A button with my... I can click the B button with my thumb and the A button with my elbow. You know what I mean? I can't really do that, but let's say I could. You know, and I'm the only person. But surely there's, like, somebody else I could, you know what I mean? And that's... goes back into talent, you know what I mean? Like, that's... There's probably someone that was just born with that. Just like me in this hypothetical situation, in this hypothetical scenario. You know, so... I guess what I'm trying to say is, I probably won't. The only thing unique about me is that I am me. You know, I am myself. Like, no one is me. But that doesn't make me cool, you know? I'm not anybody else. Everybody else is themselves. You know, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's something to be, you know, something to be proud of. And I think that, you know, if you're watching this, just remember no one else is you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not, replaceable. Nobody else. There might be people like you, but there's no one who is you. So just remember that, you know, there's no one exactly like you. It's like a fingerprint. There's no fingerprint exactly like yours. That's why it's a fingerprint. It's unique. It's a print that's unique to you. I think that's crazy. You know, I think that's something... Like, I really think you should be proud, you know? So maybe I do have a unique talent. Like, I'm me. You know what I mean? Is that a talent? I don't think so. But I mean, whatever. You know. That's cool enough, maybe. I'm funny speedrun, you know what I mean? Like, no one... There's probably other YouTube channels that are similar in content, like content-wise, and they might have a similar personality to me. You know what I mean? But there's no one exactly like my channel. There's no channel exactly like mine. But I'm not saying that I'm unique, or I'm not saying that I'm special or cool or something, because every channel is exactly unique, or perfectly unique. Every channel has something. It's just like, even if it's only even slightly, it's a little different with every YouTube channel. And I think that's crazy, you know? And how many YouTube channels are there? There's gotta be... I mean, if everyone on Earth had a YouTube channel, it'd be like 8 billion. But I don't think, you know, like babies, I don't think babies have a YouTube channel. And there's some people that have more than one. You know what I mean? So it could be, you know, are the people that don't have YouTube channels equal to the number of like duplicate channels where people have more than one? I think there might be 20 billion YouTube channels in total. That's my estimate. Let me know if I was right. Someone let me know. I might be off. You know, maybe there's more actually. Because you see some videos. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's not even close. Maybe it's 1 million. Like I'm overestimating a lot. You know, maybe it's like a couple. Maybe it's actually only a couple thousand, and I've just been overthinking. Because when you think about the views, you know, most viewed video, it's only a couple billion. You know what I mean? Only a couple billion. So, you know, and some people watch those videos like a bunch of times, so there can't be that many accounts. There can't be that many YouTube channels. Anyway, I'm getting off track. My point is that every YouTube channel is unique, including mine and including yours. You know what I mean? And this is how it loops back around, because every learning experience will be unique. Every single person, without exception, will have a different learning experience. Even if it's only slightly different, it will be different. So if you're having a hard time, there's probably other people that are having a hard time learning, but that's not a bad thing. Like, something I didn't mention, it's gonna feel even crazier, you know what I mean, the more you work at it. Imagine you spent 40 years trying to learn it, and you finally did it. You know, you started age 20, and then you're 60, and then you finally do it. How is that gonna feel? You know what I mean? You put so much into it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And when you really think about it, that's something to be proud of. But I mean, if you're not having fun, you know, even if it takes 20 years and you don't even do it, but you had fun, you know, did you really fail? If you put in your best effort and you had a good time, I don't think you should feel bad. I think that's something to be, you know, that's something to be, you know, you could walk away. You could walk away happy, you know, because you know, overall, you're gonna remember the fun times you had. You're not gonna remember, you know, you're probably gonna remember the fun learning experience that it was. And, you know, like, just be proud. You know what I mean? Just be proud. I sometimes wonder how it's even possible. How can you get the star without using the cannon? It just blows my mind. Mario's hitbox is big enough that he can touch the star through the wall if you ledge grab it at the right place on the wall. And honestly, I don't want to call the devs, you know, dumb or anything. You know what I mean? I don't want to call them dumb, because I'm sure they're great people, like I said. But only, like, if only they made Mario's hitbox a little smaller, then this wouldn't even have been a thing. But then again, you know, that gets back into the conversation of maybe they wanted us to find it. Maybe they wanted us to find this. They wanted us to find this little secret, you know? And I think that it almost seems like they added that little crack in the wall. So it's almost like they wanted us to find it. You know, like it's like a little Easter egg that you just find it. But I mean, hey, I mean, maybe not. You know what I mean? Because like I said, only 1% of people are going to see that crack in the wall. And, you know, only 1% are going to see it. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of funny little things in this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they made it so that you can grab the star through the wall. Like they have like a little sign that you can read. I mean, that's, once again, I mean, there wasn't that stuff in the, I guess, like, you know, Mario World and Mario Bros. 3, I guess they had it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, not like this. They were just, you know, it wasn't like this. But anyway, you know, I think it's just enough. I've explained everything I've wanted to explain. I've gone through everything I've wanted to go through. And I think it's finally time to really delve into the trick itself. After, you know, I've explained it all. I've explained the canon. You know what I mean? The canon, the moves that Mario can do. And, you know, I've explained it all. I've really explained it all. I've gone through the learning process. And, you know, now I can actually delve into this, you know, the tutorial. You know what I mean? I can delve into the trick, the technique itself. So, basically, what people used to do, you know, was just fall off the plank. And then after, like, and in this case, I'm talking speed runs. people would do speedrun attempts, they do the first few stars, they're in Womp's Fortress, because this is one of the first levels. Then, you know, they go in and they fall off the plank. And they just gotta hope they hit the wall in the right place so that they grab the star. You know what I mean? But over time, people discovered a little bit of a setup that makes this a lot easier. And so you don't have to just keep falling off. You know, this is like if you were doing math, you were doing addition, you see 3 plus 3, and then you just put in a random answer. You know? That's what that is. You're just guessing. It's a guess. Just an estimation. You know what I mean? It's not even an estimation. You're just, you know, you're just going in. Not even, you know, you're just aiming for it. Just like with the cannon. But what we're trying to do is get rid of that aspect. No more aiming. No more cannon. No more anything. Just the technique. You know what I mean? Just the technique. No more guesstimations. No more guessing. No more estimating. No more educated guessing. You know, no more... you know, no more just giving it your, you know, your best guess. Giving it your, you know, just guessing. No more of that. Because this setup actually makes it so you do not have to guess. There's no more guessing, and there's no more putting in a random answer for 3 plus 3. You know, this is real stuff. You know, and I'm really, like, I'm about to delve into it. I'm really about to delve into the trick and what makes this setup so good. And I really think that you know, there's really something to be said about, you know, you're not aiming, but you really want accuracy. You know what I mean? But not accuracy in the sense of, you know, like, you don't want accuracy. That's not the right word. You want consistency. You know what I mean? You want to be consistent. And this setup is so consistent, you'll literally be, you know, you're literally gonna be guessing what makes it so consistent, because it's just that unbelievable. But you're not like, actually no more guessing, you know what I mean? But like, just you know, figuratively, you're gonna be guessing. You're gonna be guessing what makes this, you know, like, how does this even real? You know what I mean? Like, and like, you know, the earth was once dirt and rocks and water. And how do we get to this point? You know what I mean? How do we get to Super Mario 64? And how do we get to, you know, you can play the game in a way that, you know, the star says blast away the wall. I'm not even, you know, and I'm not doing any blasting away, you know, and I'm not even touching the wall technically. I'm touching a ledge that's a crack in the wall, you know what I mean? So it's not even, it's barely even the wall. It's just the ledge, you know? So I'm taking away every aspect of the star into just, I'm just touching the ledge, and I'm just grabbing the star. And I think that's, like, how do we get to this point? In, you know, how do we get this, how do we get to this point in, you know, in the world? You know what I mean? And I really love how we took something that's just estimating, and we've turned the estimation, you know what I mean? When you have 3 plus 3 and you're just guessing and you put 8, you know, you have 10 questions. Let's say one of them's 1 plus 1. One of them's 2 plus 3. Actually, no, never mind. You have 10 questions, they're all multiple choice. You put C for every answer. Sometimes it will be the right answer, sometimes it won't. That's like the same thing for this. If you fall off the plank, sometimes it will be the right, you know, it's gonna be the right thing. You know, you're gonna touch the star, but it's not consistent, and that's why we need to bring in, you know, the algebra, you know, we gotta bring in the strategies, the calculations, and the, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, and it's really just, when you really think about it, it really just blows the mind. Like, how can something be done like this, hitting the ledge on the wall? How can that be done consistently? In such a way that, you know, like, it's not just, you know, it's not just guessing. Like, actually no more guessing anymore. It's literally, you literally just do it, and then it just works. No more, like, falling off the plank and just guessing, you know, where to go. You actually just, you literally just do it. Okay, so basically, you're gonna want to get used to the way that Mario moves. And after that, I mean, you're pretty much set to go. No more guessing, and no more estimating. You know what I mean? This is solid, consistent stuff. And there's no more of this, you know, trying to figure out where to fall, because this just sets it up for you. You know, and I bet everyone was thrilled when this was discovered. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think that's a beautiful thing, you know? Everyone is probably, you know, the many years of doing Cannonless, you know, the hard way of just guessing, and then, you know, someone just comes along with no more guessing anymore. You know what I mean? No more guessing. No more guessing. Alright, so basically, and so that's basically how you do it. Thank you for watching.